So we've got another styling class today with Gary Baker, and this is going to be all about texture. Obviously he's working with 7 seconds through the hair, which we always do to prep the hair before any styling products, finishing products go on the hair. So just combing that through, getting nice even distribution. And what we want you to do is work through this textured look exactly the same way as Gary is today. This is going to give you optimum texture and volume through the hair as well. So Gary's going to be using the booster spray to get some nice base volume and texture into the hair. Watch the way he's applying this to the hair. He's literally going through down to the roots, mid-lengths all the way through to the ends. Then he'll comb it through or work it through with his hands to get some even distribution. While he's working the spray through the hair, you can actually see him putting texture into the hair, which is obviously going to help once he starts drying it through. Gary's then going to rough dry the hair because this is the best way to get texture into the hair without trying to smooth it with a brush in any way, shape or form. So let's watch Gary go through and just rough dry the hair. Then we'll come back and see what he's going to do afterwards. So Gary's just finishing off his drying now, and again putting a lot of texture and volume in the roots using his hands through there. Sometimes using the cold air right now will set that texture a little bit more. So just literally finishing now with that cold air. And you see we've already got some really nice bouncy volume in here through that booster spray, working it at the roots, mid-lengths through to the ends. So let's see what Gary's going to do now to create more texture in the hair. Going to be working with the texture spray. Nice even distribution with the spray through the hair. And this is obviously texture, but not the texture that we probably want to be walking around with all day long. So let's try and get that controlled. Let's see how Gary's going to control that texture through the hair now. Using the wand, he's going to take certain pieces throughout the hair and he's going to work with the wand through the hair to create more of a, I would say, distinctive texture as opposed to a wild texture through there. More controlled. So let's see how Gary works through with the wand and we'll come back and have a look afterwards. So you can see now that Gary's finishing off with the wand. Notice that he's not going all the way down to the roots. He didn't have to do that with the booster volumizing spray. That's created the volume at the root for him. So now just working the texture, controlled texture I should say, through the hair with the wand. And you can see he's rolling the hair backwards and forwards over the wand to get a little bit more texture through the hair. And while he's finishing this off now, you can see exactly what I'm talking about there. Not going all the way down to the root, about an inch, inch and a half away from the root, and just winding that hair around the wand, getting the heat on it, putting a bit of direction in it while he's using the wand up and down the hair shaft, and finishing that off. Great way of creating controlled texture through the hair. And again, you can really see how the booster volumizing spray has created so much volume at the root there as well. So next thing that we're going to do, I think, is apply some more texturizing spray through the hair. Can be layered, you can build on it. So I think that would be the next approach that we're going to do with this, a little bit more texture spray through the hair. So Gary's just finishing off with a little bit of texture spray here, and you can see the beautiful controlled texture that we've got. Very different from when he just blow dried it and worked through with that texture. So you can see now how this controlled texture look really works well. So again, first thing we did was obviously shampoo with booster shampoo and conditioner. Then, obviously, when we came back to the chair, the 7 seconds to prep the hair, because we have been blow drying the hair and using the wand, and we want to make sure that we've got thermal protection, and that's what the 7 seconds has done here. And then obviously Gary's worked with the Booster Volumizing Spray, roots, mid-lengths, all the way through to the ends, rough dried to retain that texture and volume that you can see through the hair here. And then work with texture spray, wand on top of that, and then finish with texture spray again. And I think we've got a beautiful textured look here. When you try and create this look, just follow the steps that Gary went through to get to this look, and you'll get an amazing look like this. So if we need to create even more volume and texture through the hair, obviously our expander dust is the perfect product for this. Just watch the way Gary applies this through the roots. He'll probably put a little bit through the mid-lengths to the ends as well, but just watch how he applies it, using it like a duster through the hair. And once again, this will give an intense texture volume look.